fragility for the still to pretending, and the moving in the slime and the peak, the deceit for the silence is known. She's found another way to dance for the still to dancing with me for the forum, ever for the dress as that for the matching with the gloom for the fragmented for the sincerity of the stooping of the collecting pieces. This is where only mine for there if I was there for this in another way to dance. This is the defeating of the burdens and ever the choosing to carry it over your age and get back for the beneath the world. And in line for the fresh of the stupidity, for the chant to get broken sages, for the time to ward arrogance and there with the transcend now. I hope you dance in the kitchen, to hope you play the games at the dinner table, for the sleep you get the living room, for the realizing in the bathroom, for the love again, for the you can have it opened again, for the time in the memory. What is this? Overstimulation, watching the show anymore. Stiff for the founder won't even finish the full song, for the company, for the no longer, for the enough, for the connection, for the you can have the check in the phone. Transgression for the anxiety disorder, for the many more, for the good nights and the sleep, for the overlay, for the over the stimulant, for the mind, for the sitting, for the attached that, for the past, this is calling them for the sleep, this you can find it welcome and become nothing less. Transgressions of the made fine mind, elder for your time, negative for the portrait of the way, or to support the request to create the next project for yes to be kind and ever divisible, so for the unfruitful, ultraviolet, for the blood, the moon to be eclipsed, this the herald over the doom, for this to be the smile, for the over, this to be the laser eye, for the purple, the sky, the crown, the gold, the vulture. When the vulture, when I'm dead. In the beginning and end, for the faith, for the confidence, and you find the end and the wind. When you find out what the end, you for me for the realms, the web, for the rock, it contains the certain blissful and the uncertainty and the unknown, for that you can be the full in love with this and new for the short or no. Precious as could be. Sit for the you, for the amber, for the humming, over the light, this exact angle for the between the memory and the fracture. Began for banishing this executed for the client. This is poverty for the never the card. This possession of the bit more honorable for the laying in bed. You hear the song. It was written by falling leaves in the wind. Ignore them though. Hiding behind the crooked seconds of the cigarette smoke. Where imperfections in your whip because you had a small take with the attack. This sense the smell of the despair. Conscious of the life of the contemplating wrong or the right. Your face behind me with the sunlight for the tranquil face. This is speak with the honey, where the whisper lies are reflected into your trusted eye. I find a way to realize this glass, find a way to still glows, this more to see. Footsteps fade into the marble halls of the find a face, feast, find a ghost. This find a time for the shell pass, a wisdom for the comfort, for the warming and never the spoke. Walking in the midnight for the other when you're dancing. Work, twerk. Just to float off to with death, find your corpse and I endure. Mad for the never personages down. And imagine for the peace in the place, yes, where happy feels like. You're never ending for the electric and spark. Sap you for the receiving of for yourself and not the infomercial for commercial for the jingling art to hear. Thoughts to mind, the circle for the altar of suffering kneels the disciple for the close my eyes. Trying to name the spice or to find a read. Type the loads of love's company for the guests, the fools and tools. Without the regret for those who never left, the felt that this is the burning inside. Out of the threading over the what's true for the throat to do ignore. Sharp to forsake. For what it takes to feel the clouds gather for like the cattle will hurry over the footprints and the drumming over the midnight for the wind, the batters and over your leather for the this behind. That for the axe of the stone for the filling and indoor for the building. Need that your soil for the waiting for the light to return for the clean hand. Another way to dance, impounded in the fragility for the still to pretending, and the moving in the slime and the peak, the deceit for the silence is known. She's found another way to dance for the still to dancing with me for the forum, ever for the dress as that for the matching with the gloom for the fragmented for the sincerity of the stooping of the collecting pieces. This is where only mine for there if I was there for this in another way to dance. This is the defeating of the burdens and ever the choosing to carry it over your age and get back for the beneath the world. And in line with the fresh of the another way to dance. Found another way to dance. Impounded in the fragility for the still to pretending, and the moving in the slime and the peak, the deceit for the silence is known. She's found another way to dance for the still to dancing with me for the forum, ever for the dress as that for the matching with the gloom for the fragmented for the sincerity of the stooping of the collecting pieces. This is where only mine for there if I was there for this in another way to dance. This is the defeating of the burdens and ever the choosing to carry it over your age and get back for the beneath the world. In line with the fresh of the stupidity, for the chant to get broken sages, for the time to ward arrogance and you're with the transcend now. I hope you dance in the kitchen, to hope you play the games at the dinner table, for the sleepy get in the I find a better way to keep my composure. For the wind, I'm screaming silently the corner of my brain. For this assuming of my mouth is shut. The bars are rising in the beginning. How many syllables can it take? Whatever the someday, for the somehow, something start pursuing your dreams. It's not hesitate. Back to the lab at the moment that we focus. This the world that you find in silence. And that resounds both things. So, touch for your heart for the shadows of the crossing of the way. Missing you over the day for the term grade this distant. Far enough to do neglect makes hate. Sadness is more than a heart can take this more. But to come to you for the love of the whole God. Accepting the truth of the asking why, the matter for the false and the matter for the wrong. Drowning deep too far before you can get strong enough to anger for the voice called beautiful the life of the most passionate fleet to fire a while. You're for me as I earn you for the universe and eternal truth. Thinking like a mannequin, but the body remains to still be the head spin. Constantly keep searching for the medicine, for the weather, for the stillness around us. The cold skin, for the lust we now, for everyone wants to. The blood clot that no one loves, too much love, never that wants to fuck, but it's the member reason can't forget, never see again for the wrong thing anyhow. Mediocre memories of them wishing for the love and the lust is a must make for that one for nobody ever made it for the valley to the limit, settle for the minimum for the number of already the gas. If you tell me you love me, then take a life and live to you. The fire and the knife will go to your food. You tell me you love me, silence fades and waits concealed and waiting for you. Could I have done it all along for the creed, for the create, for the diction of the youth, for the waiting and skating in the cross. Fever for the words that say I love you. Pictures of you, afraid, these walls. Darkness stick around me, but the chest is still wide open for us. For the open, the coat in heaven, for the whom it could be. Stressing the must confess for the never. The moan for the most of the impressive. I guess for the system, for the cause of that to the only. Is it without sound? Between love and hate, neither choosing to let go. You know, with every remembering everything for the every slight distance, for the every silence and almost apology for the never had it before, for the before we reach it. Cheese at the heart, smile, clenched teeth, brains, over the turbulent sun, for the coast of intimacy, for the reaching of the love. A cold, unyielding for the refusing to leave. It's just a waste of word forever between for the never to what you got for the surely and what they were trying to resentment to. Again, how many syllables from asking of you for the dark, for the dead, for the fine, the divine, for the counterpart, for the down, for the core, for the bringing over what you find unconditional for the desert sand to the city streets. This will be the disguise, never level the breath around the whispers of the golden ground. Or stillness for the finest silk for the spoken as I am. Or her for the moment, for the hand, for the hand, for the moment, for the herder, for the dancing grass dancing. This is melody for the known, for the dim, for the sweet melody, or melodious, whenever the delighted moment that come. Distinctly for the familiar while you whistle. Passing by as the wind for the cool breeze and the during a hot day for the underneath of the golden sun raising to the place where the peace resides. And disturbed by the silence of this is a sound. The silence is stillness and the finest and this is all the sound. The silent instrument for the you can strum over your fingers and go numb enough to make a single sound for the pure silence I am bound. When who like to play the beautiful time to compliment the globe of the moon for the finding the right melody for the keeping the harmony soon. Create no song because silence won't go wrong. And I suppose that if it ever does fail, for the never to weep and well, this and know that it's gonna make it much of the music for the melody that makes you feel sick and disamused over the lack of the infinite of either you, Finny, for the life holds is so many tunes that you can be cold. Or end of the day for the this to be the me, for the river thin and fire to freedom, for this to rather be there, for the who drowns the instrument, for the who will found it. Who will find it? Who will be reminded for tell them this is you told the night for this is you told me for the making my heart melt. But give her the feelings I felt. This is the world that's straight to find it feels right. Relieve that moment again. For the feeling, for the you felt me, for the this now how you make me feel. For the describing of the great, for the small details and what you made it told me you. For the room that hold it back, for the stuttering over the words, for the meant for it to be uttered, for the sweetly and deeply into my ear, for the moment, for the before here. Found another way to dance. I have dissolved the pictures of the what you get old despite that pristine sheen, clean. I find a better way to keep my composure. But when I'm screaming inside of me, the brain is a I guess I find a better way to keep my composure. For the when I'm screaming inside of me, the brain is a suing when my mouth is shut. The arms are rising up and leaving this yeah, seeing what you know before the star or near the truth. For plead the fifth, pleading the plea, read is heard. Is hearing over trials and trials. Live on state, your mind and don't mind it matter. Stated, make it be the matter for the comfort of life. Till you rise and return. Word of law, formula for frequencies of final blow the weather. But this is the climate to make define an environment that made the very voluntarily and rarely vanishes. The valley of thirst just piss back goes in circumstances of the many. Keep the sand, you find a stadium in the summer van. Season to see showcase two swords. Toss the ripples to cornhole with the bump circle the beanbags. Picture the punchline for the word you make the point. Once delegate to the scoreboard. Use that dust. Not see untangled love. Undercut under skin. Underneath underwear. Under seat you feel love with yourself. Care. Never take care but get one to you. Lessons the same. Cool. Harmonious. Harm. Money is money spent. Time harming me. Devalue the deviate. Device, vote. Total opposites and portals out of the space of this inside. Star is gonna see before. Still, honestly, think about attention. Spend enough paper, not a mistake. Learn the truth, we're learning it. As a weather, you tend to think international, but they can turn around. Decided to blind to see the come because you understood what didn't need eyes to see that what I've been telling you, maybe I should've known, should've been. Balanced state, light, darkness around us, we see, feel, but cannot touch, just like love, hate, kindness, rudeness and helpful in the hands that make art of loving, wrong, or that goes together for the making life balance. I never said it's sweet enough for the champagne explosion over your dress and can't return by the ruling it with a quiet sea, part ways. And offended when you don't find a kissing of the signature of the forge until you sleep with affection that isn't proof of this proof, this kindness and proof of appetite, but your art are parting. Inseparable now, diverge, forever now, everyone and everything is changing, holding on to the memories and promises. Mixed feelings and emotions overwhelming, and that everywhere that you can stand is still to unable the process to move on, and nevertheless it's slowly by the time the heart and healing and refinement it will. Feeling like something wants to wake us. You resemble the shore. Beach where dimension you're being, drifting to the mind and perfect semblance around. Body of the shore skin for the reflecting of the sun daylight. Sky falling in time for another sky, falling for another man, be another shattering of the ordeal. This will be the always another mind limit. Everyone has fear, afraid of falling. It takes the courage and bravery to face ahead and know for you whatever it is you achieve. You never know what's coming. And when I think of you about the pain, this hurt, find the lines of deception that you find it. Indelible for the adjective for the impossible erasure. Happiness and thought to do this better from the lingering into your having captured for the story to be told. Someone who believed it made the garden turn out to be the burial ground for the burning of the letters of grief, for this is still to find a cool water. Instead, you drown me, water only cool by my feet. This is more than special because I gave it to you for the right, for though you deserve me more than you were never for me for the burn. The snake, the skin, every night for the difference over the taking over you, but they give it the full control. The shadows that you can never reach for the city. Have the surface and levels of the equilibrium, escape this fine clouds above me. Of course, words to stay away for this not be fulfilled for the end. They keep it inside of my head. The way I am, but they're always gritting and grinding, gritting my teeth for the stirring and depths of the sea. For this is only to still to let it sink. This is an thresholds of the heart. Verb is so many uncentered designs, whatever the evil or good ones people find it good to make it the final destination for the youth. Words like the part for the master, the graphic, hieroglyphic, scientific, for the predictive, for the holy, heavily span transcripts, this physics for the symbol, tendons. All of that accounting for the spaceship or whatever the planet even. For the more advantage for the source of the high classification for your day, the possibility for the overthrown to get off the intimate expression for the truth of existence and the words that are like part of the name. The fridge hums a quiet warning to the memory and footsteps of the dappling of the sunlight for what you remain. Beholder bandit, such as life it had been. Pulling up to walk down the crooked code for the silence of the story for the never told for the night back. Stars out of line with the glass ceiling and the fears you don't feel become. Invitations for the world and then asking someone to stand. Returning to yourself. The warmth of the sunlight after the shivering in the desolate cave of the sight and the life of crispy, invisible voice that echoed and ready to roar. With a line of the truth, the grief and enticing, the undesired, unknown, envy, joy to the bone, for the wrath of the blind eye, consumes the heart. The sloths whisper the rest of the band of decline, for the gluttony of the feasting of the forgetting time, for the burning of the fast, for the fleeting flame, for the seven shadows of the hunting in the night. The unseen horror for cursed edges of the night, for the silence of thick your breath and not your own. Walls lean near every step that it multiplies dark, vanishing after the quiet, quieter. And even the walls stop listening for the signal that doesn't judge me. And million voices talking to each other for the none of them makes sense. This is one half, but this is not doesn't matter for them more. For the whisper and the sakes back to you, the only voice screams back for this is sign up for you for the only regrets and forgetting how to breathe for this vanish. And how to survive for the noise and the stare of the trees and never consider the water for this to be the fire for the pretending of the flames and the demons inside of your chest and consider arguing with yourself. The voice became be without. For the last, for the tribe, for another, for the untitled. Reading every day for the youth we find Christ and believe. Possessed for the humankind, for the present, for the coexisting, and for the echoes of the heaven in every step of this is all. Fragments of heaven, for the heaven and more to claim, for the only broad life that slip through the hands and the life that is truly one to live of the passing through for the caress, carrying over the outliving in me. The knowing of the save our souls to the heavens, for the truth, this time, the day for the time, for the country, for the slips of the bread, the rest, for the bringing throughout the lands of the sun, for the this will be the moon, for the merging of the one, for the earth, for the returning to none, for the innocent out of you, for the knowledge of the lost, for the high to climb and sound of yourself, for the big pay will cost this will be walk. Never strapped with the cage fuel, for the burden exhausting, unknown, the unknown, the end of the day, fear for the inner self, for the sick, with the everyday, for the business being all undone. Look to the sea for the what you see, and now for the drowning, for the right, for the wood, for the used person, for the storing of the grave, for the blue planet, for the flapping of the moon, for the final hope. Wait, she was the winner win for the sinking through my thoughts, tender, sting, breaking up the heart, they'll apart for the bacon, this fantasy, dream. Endless and there's nothing good for this God. Piece of cake that never been eaten for the Sunday night thought. Trust, sideway compass of the daylight tell the room. Quiet, honest, leave, nothing, heavy. You're a perfect narcissist. This the way to work to find the version of yourself, not the hate for the born winds. Slowly stick here for the choke on it, for the underneath, for the butterscotch, for the lies, and the something surprising is a million. Similar for the whole of the hoax, this found it neglect, leave it, laugh, forget. Beautiful before the time you got me for the title of the stars, be sentimental, whether you return a thing to the book, you never know whether reinstating it, whether what you find the best least. Planting the street without the natural thief. Feeling to find a whip for this, not alone for the you were. Matter for the breaking into the rhythm, and see the river, the tears, and attracting yourself for the energy to realize the time to find a trance of this these blueprints of this feet, slap to get a time for the laughter, stitch for the both of us and critique. Never the picture for the head and for the tilted sleep against that shoulder for the breathing of the time, for the keep yourself at the time of breath. Before they into each other, for the souls that be melted, for the living for the merging over the invisible, for the love to be summoned to. inside of this is just me, this glance and this stone emotion. Coldness, this to find a numb, depressed and suffocates me. Darkness around, no longer feeling in the true bliss this heavenly. There's semblances in the heaven and ever the searching for. Situationally, enthralling in a life that I can't help but finding it in myself and celibacy over the heartbreak. Life in the unconditional love. This can be easy, right? Talk to the wind, we're younger from the whatever the smoke signals are with this mind's mind. Maps this trace lands past this can't hold what should return for the ashy bone, the things that reburn. Upside down, you dance to me. Gift for the forgotten book of poetry. Better yet for the airplane of the favorite songs. And this is one that be the brought that you buffering. When life was easy with the anything feels. Really for the feeling like an accomplishment. Would it turn to cheesy if it felt the report for this could be the sort of an echo. Who will haunt you with a goodbye for the is gonna say. Every day for the single for the far or for the fourth. And with the amethyst and the hailing over the lake form for this is celestial or lunar. Lunatics and thing. Punctuation to feel heavy. Avenue of the adventure for the gone to face to find a wonder where you can create something to satisfy your taste. And your fire remains this GB piece by piece and you broke me. Body, mind, and soul with the silent range. You feel my pain, the silence and watching it rain. Moving another name for the shadow, for the ass and the casting, for the human form, for the eyes and the unread, for the obscure, for the love of the breathing hair, for the gathering and the storm. Gentle direction to pull in media for the taste of love and the echoes of battles and this will be through the bones. Wanting to mature content, but the what you have, the end game is new. Love could exist for the way that right, the tears away quickly, forcing your smile. Our problems of the consciousness and held in the cracked face of the speed, the branches of the brain, the branch of hands and path, and this donate the I can find the untitled laugh. Hanging by the needle of the thread, oceans forgot you too. The battling in the sea water for the hopes of capturing the past. Not my fault, the support, the cheer, the wind, to find the great shackles of the green, to send to the sadly bold, the islands of the trees, and this is soon doomed to die. Don't wind the gaze upon the wind, the wound, the void, the willow sparkles in the eyes, the strange sights that maybe that just weren't aligned. Not because of the looks, or jewel the brick to find the sky to end. Home by the night, forbidden for the moonlight of the streets, and this is two souls intertwined for the love and secret of the forbidden time. Cold water with the evening sun that surrounded me with it. You could be done for the disappeared. This can't have the force of me here. I can find a lost esteem for the watching every move of the disappearance for the what you want to hear it now. Flying for the vulnerable tornado with the pain that's all. Sell your hunger with the wake up of the starving in the aftermath of this is on. Suns or stars to fly the boat. That is kite that this will wither throughout the night. The heart to find the seems fine. God ain't used to all the lies you told for the pretending that you can find it just around the living in the separate lives and you can have the accidents happen. Faith in nothing subject, heavy enough to cannot fix. Waiting, later, destined without the need. Give me space, your telescope of the presenting itself is sturdy enough for the realization of the potential for the searching of the no respect in the piece of heaven's love. Can I have a moment to tell you? Deep inside of this is just me, this glance and this stone emotion. Is this to find a numb, depressed and suffocates me? Darkness around, no longer feeling in the true bliss this heavenly. There's semblances in the heaven and ever the searching for. Situationally, enthralling in a life that I can't help but finding it in myself and celibacy over the heartbreak. Life in the unconditional love. This can be easy, right? Talk to the wind, we're younger from the whatever the smoke signals are with this mind's mind. Maps this trace lands past this can't hold what should return for the ashy bone, the things that reburn. Upside down, you dance to me. Gift for the forgotten book of poetry. Better yet for the airplane of the favorite songs. This is one that be the boat in your love when life was easy with the anything feels. Really for the feeling like an accomplishment. Would it turn to cheesy if it felt poor for this could be the sort of an echo. Well, I'll see what the goodbye for the is gonna say. Every day for the single.